Week 23. Almost there. And this is the last week for our timeline. And it's quite an accomplishment. Very exciting. So, let's get going. Age of information. We're going to act like we're typing on a typewriter. And globalization. Okay, just make the shape of a globe. From 1970 now. So, age of information and globalization, circa 1970 to the present. Okay, present means right now. Watergate, President Nixon resigns. For this one, I'm going to use the ASL sign for water, which is a W, and you pretend to drink it. So, Watergate, President Nixon. Nixon, we use a big X. This is also the sign that we use for him in our president song. So, Nixon resigns. Fall. So, we're just going to come up and fall with our hands. Fall of communism. A sign we've used before for communism. Fall of communism in Eastern. So, we're just going to make an ASL E with our hand that looks like that. Eastern Europe. So we're just going to move our hand east and keep the E because Eastern Europe. And Europe also starts with E. We're going to keep our E for European Union formed. Okay? So anytime something unites, we do this with our hands. Union formed. Apartheid. Okay? Apartheid really means apart or being apart, being separated. So we're going to do the sign for apart or separated. We're going to put our fists together like this and then pull them apart. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. Okay, and then abolished is, the sign for abolished is you put your hands together, you turn them out, and you close your hands, your fists, like you're crinkling something up. So, abolished. Okay, it's abolished. In South Africa, September 11th, 2001. It's just going to be September 11th, 2001. 11th, 2001. With our hands down, we'll then raise them up for rising tide, and then freedom. So we can put our hands together like this, and then break free, freedom. Then we're going to do it again because in the song it repeats itself. Rising tide of freedom. The end, where it says over and over, if you want to sing this part, timeline, a part of my timeline. This is my timeline. We're all just going to dance because we said the whole timeline, and that's awesome. So, we're just going to dance at the end. What it looks like all together. Age of information and globalization, circa 1970 to the present. Watergate, President Nixon resigns. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union formed. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. 2000 AD, 2000 AD, September 11th, 2001. Rising tide of freedom, rising tide of freedom. Timeline, timeline, I'm part of my timeline. Timeline, this is my timeline. Woo! And we're done. Math. The distributive law states. This one, we're going to be doing motions and singing or chanting. Whatever you want to call that. So we're going to be doing A, ASL sign A. Yeah, I need to be facing this way. So we're going to be doing A, open parentheses. So everyone's just going to open their arms. open parentheses, B plus C, closed parentheses. And then we might just go dun dun dun, because that's the beat right there. Equals, we'll do this for the equals AB plus AC. Okay, so it would look and sound like this. The distributive law, A, open parentheses, B plus C, closed parentheses, equals AB plus AC. The distributive law, again. The distributive law, A, open parentheses, B plus C, closed parentheses, equals AB plus AC. Distributive law. All right, so that's math. We're just going to be chanting it and doing the motions. English, more linking verbs. This is a part of our linking verb song, and just this part sounds like this. Seem, appear, look, sound. Seem, appear, look, sound. Seem, appear, look, sound. And then after we do that a few times, then we'll put it together with the rest of our song from the previous weeks. When we get to our new part, we'll just keep repeating that. A linking verb makes an assertion by joining two words. Feel, become, remain, taste, seem, appear, look, sound. Seem, appear, look, sound. That's how we'll say or sing English. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to keep going on with the hand motions like last week. So when we did a linking verb, we linked arms, and then we did hand motions for the first chunk of our actual linking verbs, feel, become, remain, taste. We did feel, become, remain, taste. So we're going to keep going with that. We're going to say, or when we say seem, we're going to do the hand motions like this. Put our hand over our seem, appear. So how you appear. So we're just going to be like someone's looking at us. Appear. Look. We're going to put our hands up to our eyes like we're looking through binoculars. And then sound. We're going to point to our ear. Just like with taste, we pointed to our mouth in the song. A linking verb makes an assertion by joining two words. Feel, become, remain, taste, seem, appear, look, sound. And that's it. I will just keep singing through English and doing our hand motions for the new part over and over again. Tell me about the liberation of South America. In the early 1800s, San Martin of Argentina, they fought. O'Higgins of Chile and Bolivar of Venezuela, they fought to liberate South America from Spain. In the early 1800s, they fought. Okay, so this is a fun song on the CD, and they fought on my board when I wrote it. I put these little stick figures, they're supposed to be fighting, whenever that part of the song pops up. So here, and then a little bit at the beginning again, and I have them at the end. So when we are singing it as a group, this is going to be our activity. So when we're singing it as a group, then I want everybody to jump up when we get to these little guys and put their hands up or put their fists up and say, they fought! And then sit back down, or they can stay standing and keep singing until we get to them again. Then they put their fists up. They fought! And that's how we're going to do history. As we sing, tell me about the liberation of South America. In the early 1800s, San Martin of Argentina, they fought! O'Higgins of Chile and Bolivar of Venezuela, they fought! Fought to liberate South America from Spain. In the early 1800s, they fought!
Latin. Now declensions. I did not write the one again. Oh my goodness. What is my problem with that? Alright, okay, we're doing fifth declension.
I think I did my camera this time so where you could see this. Hopefully. Hopefully, lamb chops is in the shot this time.
Ace, A-E-A-E-M-A. Ace, A-E-A-E-M-A. Ace, A-E-A-E-M-A. Singular 50 chants. Ace, A-M. Ah! Hold on. Let me try that again. Ace, A-Room, A-Boos, Ace, A-Boos. Ace, A-Room, A-Boos, Ace, A-Boos. Ace, A-Room, A-Boos, Ace, A-Boos. Plural 50 chants.
And as always, we will take turns with Lamb coming behind the board, giving her silly actions, silly voices, and everyone's going to be singing this and entertained.
I have a child who is going for Memory Master, and although she has her Latin memorized, sometimes she forgets what set goes to what declension. So I'll give her little hints or sentences to help link those together. For this one, for instance, I might say, if you have a deck of cards, it's impossible to have 5 aces. 5 aces. It's impossible to have 5 aces. And that will probably help her remember that the 5th declension noun ending starts with ace. Once she knows what it starts with, then that helps her link it in her brain.
Science. What are some types of clouds? This one's going to be chanted. I lost Bob. Okay, so let's try this again. Now that we have Bob. Science. What are some types of clouds? This is going to be chanted. The kids are going to take turns in the front with Bob, and everybody else chanting it who isn't taking a turn with Bob is just going to be doing this while we chant to help keep the beat. So I'll do it once like that, and then I'll do it with Bob. What are some types of clouds? What are some types of clouds? Some types of clouds are cumulonimbus, cirrus, stratus, cumulus, stratocumulus. And with Bob, what are some types of clouds? Some types of clouds are cumulonimbus, cirrus, stratus, cumulus, stratocumulus. All right, so that's science. Chanted, doing this, and taking turns with Bob. Geography. South America East. This is sung to the tune of the Chicken Dance. And we are working with the countries Brazil, French Guiana, Suriname, Guyana, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina. And it sounds and looks like this.
In South America East, Big Brazil is holding up the smaller ones, like French Guiana, Suriname, and Guyana. How nice! In South America East, Big Brazil is stepping on Uruguay, while shoving Paraguay into Argentina. How rude! Again, a little faster. In South America East, Big Brazil is holding up the smaller ones, like French Guiana, Suriname, and Guyana. How nice! In South America East, Big Brazil is stepping on Uruguay while shoving Paraguay into Argentina. How rude.
All right, that's week 23. I hope that helps. We have one more week, and then we're done. Have a good week. In the early 1800s, I have a hard time getting started with this. In the early, okay, whatever. In the early 1800s, and ball. Honestly, what is my problem?
Week